Ahead on our news tonight, the country's labor force hits the streets in celebration of Labor Day. Delivering his first Labor Day message, the Minister of Labor says the Davis administration is putting a major dent in unemployment. And regattas are back. Our team is still down south for the Long Island Regatta. This is our news. Happy Labor Day to all, and thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Megan Shepard. Despite a rainy start, the Randall Fox Labor Day Parade went ahead as planned, with scores of workers, union officials, and political leaders hitting the streets. Our Jasmine Brown was there.
The rain did not stop the crowds from gathering here as workers participated in the Labor Day March this morning.
Union leaders were out in full force for the first time since the pandemic began. They reflected on the importance of the march.
Even in inclement weather, I think this day has been ordained for the workers of this country to come out and to show appreciation to each other.
And we're going to celebrate labor today.
Labor marches on and remains strong. The labor movement is not just about congresses. The labor movement is about the workers.
Union leaders also weighing in on the current climate within the labor movement.
The trade union movement is even stronger because what you have now is a three-pronged approach, right? And if each one of us in our individual areas are strong and we have a triangle approach towards a labor, then we are even a more serious force to reckon with. Yes, we may have different philosophies, but our ideologies are still the same, whereas we are looking out for what is best for the workers of this country.
We're representing laborers in this country because they are vitally important, and we need to get together under one union, one umbrella, and make a statement to the politics of this country that we are now together and we are now a force to be reckoned with.
Prime Minister Philip Davis and leaders of the Free National Movement were also on the march.
It is a very important component to our economy. Workers are an essential group that contributes mightily to our overall well-being. And it is very important that we recognize the work and the workers in our country. The Progressive Party has had a long history with the labor movement.
It's important to celebrate the role that workers have played historically, but it's also important for us to ensure that there's fairness in the workplace, that we ensure that more workers own a piece of the Bahamian economy.
The country has been built from very little to quite a bit on the backs of the labor movement and the workers of this country. This is not a partisan day. This is a day for us to celebrate workers.
While there was celebration, there was also a somber moment in memory of the 4 victims of the 2018 Labor Day tragedy. Tabitha Hay, Tammy Gibson, Diane Ferguson, and Kathleen Fernander lost their lives during the labor march that year. However, their memories live on. Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Prime Minister Philip Davis giving his take on the labor movement, insisting he would like to see unions join forces under one unified body.
Where there's division, exploitation reigns. And it's sad for me to recognize that we have been moving to try to have unions come together in one unified position with one unified voice. And I just hope that union leaders could just put aside their egos and come together for the good of their constituents, the workers.
His comments come nearly a week after the formation of a new trade union Congress called the Bahamas National Alliance Trade Union Congress. The Congress includes 6 unions and 2 associations: the Airport, Airline, and Allied Workers Union, the Bahamas Financial Services Union, the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union, the Bahamas Public Service Union, the Bahamas Taxi Cab Union, the Bahamas Union of Teachers, the Police Staff Association, and the Correctional Officer Staff Association. The Congress joins 2 existing ones, the Trade Union Congress and the National Congress of Trade Unions.
So instead of 3 umbrella unions, you'd like to see one big...
One umbrella union, and hopefully they'll see the wisdom in coming together and having a unified voice.
Minister of Labor and Immigration Keith Bell delivering his first Labor Day message Thursday night. While he did not provide figures in his 9-minute address, Minister Bell declared the Davis administration has put a huge dent in unemployment over the last 9 months.
I am pleased to report that since the Davis administration was elected into office, unemployment in the country has been significantly reduced as many Bahamians have returned to work and many businesses have reopened as a result of this New Day government relaxing the COVID-19 restrictions and discontinuing the curfews that were put in place by the former F&M administration.
Bell also spoke to ongoing strategies to tackle unemployment.
To combat the challenges of unemployment, my ministry, along with the Department of Labor, will continue to partner with private sector institutions to hold various job fairs and career fairs throughout the country. My ministry has begun opening and will continue to open additional departments of labor on various family islands to assist Bahamians in search of decent work and employment.
In recent weeks, several unions have spoken up about their issues with the Davis administration. But in his address, Bell insisted labor relations are at an all-time high, stressing the government's commitment to work closely with unions.
The Davis administration has been successful in rebuilding the trust and levels of communication with our social partners, and the industrial relations climate is in a harmonious state. While the economic outlook appears to be very promising, we are aware that there are still some persons in our communities who continue to struggle to make ends meet. However, this Davis administration will not rest until we have eased the pain and suffering of every Bahamian.
Well, if you had travel plans for the long holiday weekend, you may be forced to reschedule as Tropical Storm Alex impacts the northern Bahamas. The decision has been made to close all Abaco airports tomorrow, Saturday, June 4th at 2 p.m. This includes the Leonard Thompson International Airport in Marsh Harbor, Treasure Key Airport, Sandyport Airport, and Moores Island Airport. Bimini and Grand Bahama airports will also be affected as they close at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Airports are expected to reopen on Sunday, June 5th. Members of a Bahamian delegation are at the 110th session of the International Labor Conference in Geneva, Switzerland. The Davis administration signed on in December 2021, becoming the first Caribbean country to launch the program. Industrial Relations Unit Chief Government Negotiator and Consultant Bernard Evans says the delegation is looking to deepen dialogue and gain best practices for the program.
It's very, very important that we're here, and I'm so happy to be a part of this delegation to ensure that we gather all of the necessary information and all of the technical support, and more importantly, to be able to network with other countries who have done it, who have similar geographical makeup like the Bahamas, so that we can take advantage of all of the best parts of what we're working on this work agenda, and so to try to bring it back home for the Bahamas.
The program will work on solutions to 3 national priority areas: jobs and skills, social dialogue, and governance. Meantime, Police Commissioner Paul Roll is calling for the establishment of a regional ballistics lab as authorities across the Caribbean look at ways to clamp down on gun violence.
A lot of these, what you could find is a firearm used in one country in the Caribbean shows up in another. We have a what they call now RIBIN, which is a regional investigation system. All of the countries are unable to afford the ballistics system like we have here in the Bahamas. We do our own ballistics, and a few of the other countries, I think, do. But what is happening is I can have my guys here analyze, but if that weapon, you don't see it anymore. And that weapon may then show up in another country, but they're all individual. And so the thought is to have a central database or a repository where all of this information can be deposited.
Prime Minister Philip Davis has promised a crackdown on gun trafficking. The PM says a major part of the problem is guns being smuggled into the country from the United States. Davis also says he sounded the alarm with top U.S. officials, saying the right to bear arms in that country does not mean the right to smuggle guns into the Caribbean. Roll says Bahamian authorities are working closely with their U.S. counterparts.
We continue to work with our partner agencies and our officers, Bahamian officers that are posted in the United States, working in partnership to try and identify these individuals. And you'll see some persons being charged on this side in the Bahamas and some being charged in the United States.
Rainy on the outside with a view of severe weather. Our Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with the details. Greg?
Thanks, Megan, and welcome everybody for our first look at weather on this Labor Day Friday. Cloudy conditions outside our studios, temperatures a little humid. They are in the low 80s, 82 degrees with southeasterly wind flow at 9 miles per hour. And factoring the relative humidity, this should be 85. That's what it feels like on the outdoors. Satellite view, a lot of clouds, a lot of moisture associated with that disturbance in the Western Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico, trying to get its act together. Most of those showers will be spreading across our area. We're starting to see some light rain, and we anticipate some heavier showers later on tonight as tropical storm conditions begin to affect us. That's your first look at weather. Your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, the Davis administration says it's committed to making sure vulnerable groups receive proper funding to access diverse industries. Local car dealers are charged up and ready to go. Those details are coming up when our news returns.
Minute, I thought you say boo. I thought you say clear your chest, boo. Bro. I was gonna say boo to you too, boo. You just go with boo. Are you going, bro? How you going? Still ain't no way.
I don't give me some. My stomach talking to me. My stomach like. Fatness, you know, be hungry.
Are you up in bed this time? I could go on. Tell me go on do it. Tell me go on do it. Tell me go on do it, please. Keisha mad for each other. Listen, come on my yard.
The Bahamas is committed to ensuring women and other vulnerable groups get funding to access diverse industries, according to Minister of State for Social Services, Lisa Ramming. Ramming made the comment at the launch of the UN Sustainable Development Goals project for the Bahamas.
In sectors such as agriculture, sustainable tourism, and in creative and cultural industries. This joint proposal is tagged as a gender maker score 3, empowering women and youth, especially those that own small and medium commercial enterprises or are otherwise engaged in key economic sectors. This is the key focus of this loan program.
The aim of the program is to end vulnerabilities of small island developing states. Besides addressing economic shortcomings, the fund is meant to tackle environmental weaknesses, as well as the shocks caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. UN officials on hand say the initial funding is around $1 million.
It is our intention to use this program as a catalyst to enable the participating countries to advance the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals 5, 8, and it's right here, and 9. This involves achieving gender equality and to promote full and productive employment and decent work for all.
The Bahamas Development Bank is the focal point of the project here in the Bahamas. Ramming says other vulnerable groups are also going to benefit from the funding.
Ever mindful of the unacceptably high level of youth unemployment in this country, the Davis administration is confident that the partnership between the Bahamas Development Bank, local and international financing institutions will become the innovative gold standard in assessing capital as a catalyst for driving national development.
Some local automotive dealers are charged up and ready to go after the government's recent amendments to duty rates on electrical vehicles and accessories. So if you've been considering purchasing an electric car, now may be the time to take a closer look, as duty rates decreased to 40%. Easy Car Sales Director of Sales and Marketing, Sean Grisette, says this is good news and a move in the right direction.
It really is one of the, we could say, the first steps towards, these vehicles becoming duty-free, tax-free. But we welcome the change. We welcome any initiative where it comes to electric cars, because we've been at it a while. We've lobbied the government since they were in their prior administration about 5-7 years ago, when the duty on electric cars were 25%. We lobbied and got it down to 10, and now another milestone today.
From cars to vans and trucks, the company has a diverse line of fully electric vehicles. Grisette says the decision to ditch gas and go electric is one that will pay for itself.
Imagine charging from home. Every time you drive from home, you're fully charged. Imagine just having your light bill go up about $40, $50 for charging your vehicle, as opposed to a $300, $400 a month gas bill. So that's the savings that's instant for the regular person. And of course, with businesses, it's just a multiplier effect. They see the need to switch.
When our news comes back from the break, let's take a trip down to Long Island. It's regatta time, and our Candino Knowles is on the scene. And our Marcellus Hall is up with the latest in sports. The details when our news returns.
Minute, I thought you say boo. I thought you say clear your chest, boo.
Bro.
I was gonna say boo to you too, boo.
You just go over, bro. How you go over, bro? How you go over?
Still ain't no way.
I don't give me some. My stomach talking to me. My stomach like. Fatness, you know me hungry.
Are you up in bed this time? I could go on. Tell me go on do it. Tell me go on do it. Tell me go on do it, please. Piece of man for each other. Listen, come on my yard.
Welcome back. Some 2,000 people expected on Long Island over the next few days as the 53rd annual Long Island Regatta continues this weekend. Candino Knowles is in Salt Pond at the regatta site and has more tonight in our continuing coverage on the return of regattas.
Kids in play on the court, others strolling the beach, and drinks in hand. Intermittent rain not a deterrent for regatta goers. This woman most likely pointing out that dancer over there having a ball all on her own. And not to be outdone, these guys enjoying the sights and sounds of the 53rd annual Long Island Regatta. A sight for sore eyes as the island's economic revival post the height of COVID-19, now a main priority for organizers and new island administrator Kathy Smith.
Well, like any other island, persons are saying that, food prices have increased, but their wages have not complemented that increase. But they are hopeful and they are looking forward to some changes very soon in their economic standard.
And as Smith shares the plight of Long Islanders, much like the rest of Bahamians, former MP and Regatta Committee member Larry Cartwright says the sporting and cultural event helps make for a better financial situation.
As you see from the stalls, the booths, and all the other areas on the island, little stalls are set up along the main road. People are making the use of this to try and benefit as much as possible.
With 2,000 visitors, a great percentage native to this island expected over the 4-day event, Cartwright, a proud Long Islander, touts the resilience of his people and their love of home.
I'm told that a lot of Long Islanders look forward to the regatta to ensure that they can hold themselves over for the rest of the year. Is that in fact the case?
Well, that's one of the boosts that they have with the regatta. They can probably make enough during this weekend to carry them through for quite a while. Most Long Islanders who are living in Nassau, Freeport, and other islands, they make this their vacation time. So they're here, they brought with them some money to spend for the benefit of the island.
It's that banding together that Cartwright says has long helped to bring his island through some of the toughest times. The island's administrator saying she's honored to serve some of the most resilient Bahamians across our island chain as she adjusts to a new life in this community.
I have my hands just about in everything. So the experience is wider. I'm learning much more, and I'm grateful for it every day. I just want to thank everyone who came to our shores this weekend, and we look forward to them coming back again.
Reporting from Salt Pond in Long Island for our news, I'm Candino Knowles.
It's time for sports with our Marcellus Hall, who also has news from Long Island Regatta.
Welcome to our sports on a holiday Friday, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. Race activities continuing on the island of Long Island as Salt Pond's regatta site coming to life after a hiatus due to COVID-19. With sailing activities once again underway, it means that fans of regatta are once again converging on that site. Regatta Committee and Commodore Chairman Larry Cartwright talking about how good it is to keep the site up and to make sure it's in good order for the fans to come down and watch.
It's the second largest major regatta in the country. It has been for quite some time, and of course, as you look around, you will see that the Long Island Association and the Long Island Sailing Club have invested heavily to make sure that this regatta site, this cultural site, is upkept, and everything is in working condition, so that when you come along, you can enjoy it.
And that is your look at sports here on this holiday Friday. I'm Marcellus Hall. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
When our news returns, it's back to the Weather Center with Greg Thompson. That's coming up when our news returns.
Minute, I thought you say boo. I thought you say clear your chest, boo.
Bro.
I was gonna say boo to you too, boo.
You just COVID, bro.
Are you COVID, bro?
How you COVID?
You still ain't no way.
I don't give me some. My stomach talking to me. My stomach like. Fatness, you know me hungry.
Are you open bed this time? I could go on. Tell me go on do it. Tell me go on do it. Tell me go on do it, please. Piece of man for each other. Listen, come on my yard.
And here's our Greg Thompson with the extended forecast.
Thanks again, Megan, and welcome back, everybody, for our second look at weather. Tropical storm conditions and warnings in effect for the northwest Bahamas. We expect showers and thunderstorms to be increasing overnight across the northwest. Some of that should make it into the central Bahamas overnight and into tomorrow as well. These showers will be heavy at times, strong winds gusting to tropical storm force across the northwest Bahamas, 20 to 30 knots and even higher. And of course, as the system continues to push towards the northeast, we expect it to become a tropical storm overnight and into tomorrow. Should be called Alex once it does that, but the convection right now is not really flaring up. Expected once it gets back in the Florida Strait, start to flare up as it pushes towards the north. Tonight we're looking at that system continuing to push towards the north. By tomorrow morning, Saturday, we expect to cross South Florida, the center of circulation, and then showers and thunderstorms affecting our area. By Sunday, they should be quickly moving out of our area, so it's going to be a short-lived storm, but we expect some significant flooding with this system across the northwest Bahamas. Boating conditions for the northwest and central Bahamas tonight to tomorrow. Small craft remain in port. You wind south to southwest. They will be picking up 20 to 30 knots overnight and into tomorrow. Seas building 5 to 8 feet, but they will be up to 12 feet in some higher gusts. High tide will be at 11:32 tonight. For the southeast Bahamas, caution flag for you guys down there. Southeast to southerly flow 15 to 20 knots. Seas running 4 to 7 feet over the open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. A look now at your extended forecast through next Friday. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe evening and have a great weekend. Back to you, Megan.
And we thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepherd. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Until then, have a wonderful evening. But just before we go, we leave you with the scenes of children performing the quadrille dance at Rawson Square today, just after the Labor Movement March. Enjoy.